To the DevOps bucket. So in this video, we are going to discuss about CPU versus GPU, a very common confusion between those two concepts. What is CPU and what is GPU, and we will look the differences between them and try to understand some examples. Okay, and also we are going to discuss why GPUs are used so much for AI and machine learning as well. We will start from the basics. Let's see what is core first. Okay, what is core? Because core is a fundamental unit available in both GPU and CPUs. So let's understand what is core first. A CPU or a central processing unit is the main processor of a computer, right? You know that. It's a part that actually executes your instructions, like running your operating system or running any scripts or any programs or handling input output operations, right? Input output operations, right? So, and doing some calculations, right? So, for this, we basically use the CPU. Inside CPU, we don't just have one big brain, it have multiple parts of the brain. Okay, it have multiple parts inside a CPU. Okay, so this is called a core. So now what is core? Core is a independent processing unit inside the CPU. Okay, what is it? It is a independent processing unit which our programs or whatever the scripts, input outputs, operating system that are running, right? So that uses this core to do the operations. You can think like it's a one independent worker inside a CPU. Okay, each core can read the instructions, processes them, and do the calculations and move to the next instruction. Okay, if your CPU has one core, let's say one core, your CPU is a one core CPU. Okay, it can really only focus on one stream of instructions at a time. So if you have one core, right, then you started a script or giving inputs and generate, and you want to try to generate the output, it can only work for single stream of the input, not more than that, because it's a one core CPU, right? So if your CPU is a four core, that means its CPU has a four core. This is core 1, core 2, core 3, core 4, let's say. Okay, so four cores, this so it can work on four streams of instruction in parallel. You know, right, modern CPUs can have 4 CPU, like 8 CPU, 16 CPU or more cores like this. That's why when you see spec like 8 core CPU or 16 core CPU, it means that CPU can handle more work in parallel because it has more workload, more cores, right? Sometimes you can also see 8 cores or 16 threads, 8 cores per 16 thread. So the thread here is a logical execution path. With a technology like hyper-threading, one physical core can handle two threads. That means 8 cores are there, so it can show up to 16 logical threads to the operating system. This helps to keep the cores busy and improve the performance. But main thing to remember is more cores equal to more ability to run multiple tasks at the same time, as long as software can use them, right? So now CPU is good at what? Why we are using CPU? CPU core is very powerful and flexible. It is designed to handle many different kind of instructions, branches, conditions like if else, logics, and system calls, interrupts, all of these things which are related to operating system and regular operations, all complex decision systems which will be using this CPU core. So CPU is great for running your operating system, running web servers and APIs and databases and like CI/CD tools and these things. Okay, and anything that has a lot of logic, lot of decisions and different type of work, that CPU will handle very well. Now let's shift to the GPU. Okay, GPU is basically is a graphics processing unit. Like CPU is central processing unit, right? Here GPU is graphics processing unit, is also a processor, but built for a different style of work. Key difference is again in the cores. CPU might have 4, 8 or 16 or maybe 64 cores, right? That means a CPU can handle number of stream of requests based on these cores, because it has a somewhat minimal cores like 16, 64, etc. It can handle that many parallel operations, right? You understand that, right? So GPU have thousand of smaller cores, like 1000 plus smaller cores. It will have many cores. That means this GPU cores can handle more parallel workload than CPU. Okay, these GPU cores are simpler than CPU cores. These are not designed to handle a very kind of like instructions. Instead, they are optimized for doing same type of mathematical operations or same type of decision making multiple times parallelly at the same time. Okay, this is exactly the pattern you see in the graphics and the machine learning. In the graphics, you compute colors positions for million of pixels. In machine learning, you do huge amount of matrix multiplication, vector operations, etc. Right? So the core will be like handle high number of requests at the same time because it has multi-core process, right? So CPU cores, if fewer in number and very powerful, very flexible, handle complex control flow in the decision making type of skill and auto and mathematical operations highly. And GPU cores are thousands in numbers. Cores are in thousands in numbers, simpler but extremely fast for repeated math operations done in parallel. Now, how does this show up in a real-time workloads? Let's see that. If you try to train a deep learning model or a machine learning model, let's say an image classification model on a CPU only machine, there is no GPU. Okay, it might take several hours to finish the training. The same model on GPU can, like with a many number of cores than CPU, works in parallel, can finish the fraction of the time. Sometimes like 5x faster or maybe 10x faster, even more based on the GPU type that we are choosing. So when we say GPU accelerated missions or GPU accelerates machine learning, that word when we say that, what is actually happening is thousands of GPU cores are working together, performing matrix multiplications and additions, or doing vector operations, or are doing all these things in the same time instead of few CPU cores doing them more slowly. Now let's connect this to whatever we actually do as a DevOps and cloud field. When do you really need a CPU only machine? When do you need a GPU only machine? Let's see that. You can use CPU only machine for your normal application workloads like backend services. What are the pods that you are using? Machine learning, REST APIs, message queues, control plane components, build and deployment tools, etc. All these are mostly logic heavy, input output heavy, so they don't need kind of massive repeated tasks. So that's why it should work from a CPU perspective. When you can use GPU machines, when you are training the ML models or it's ML related workloads you are deploying, you run heavy inference like large running natural processing models or image models, or your application is a video rendering application, or like computer vision video analytics kind of application you are deploying into any of the instances or a Kubernetes nodes, etc. You will work whenever you are working with the deploying LLMs. In short, if we say workload is normal application logic, use CPU. If it is heavy math operation or heavy processing requirement has your application is expecting, then you can go with a GPU. Now let's talk about AWS, because in the real world you are not buying physical GPUs, you are using the virtual one only that were provided by the cloud. So the first thing is like you have different EC2 instance families, right? Like T3, T2, M5, etc. Like that for GPU also, AWS have different type of workloads. First important family is G series. Okay, G series. So you will see this instance like types like G4DN and G5, and also newer instance types. This typically uses in NVIDIA plugins. So NVIDIA GPUs like T4 or 8NG, etc. They are great for the training models, inference models. That means running a trained model to make predictions, etc. For example, running an image classification in a production, running a chatbot model, doing video analytics, and doing smaller training jobs. So if you just want a survey model in a production, machine learning model, any model, you can go with the G4DN or G5 XLarge instances, and good place to start. Next big family is P series, which have a GPU by default, right? In this, it will uses another NVIDIA GPU, high processing NVIDIA GPUs like V100, A100, which having more cores and more capacity. These are used for large training models, deep learning models, and big training models and computer vision models, etc. These instances are expensive, but they save you a lot of time compared to the CPU based instances. because GPU cores are extremely powerful and there are many of them. AWS also has its own specialized chips for AI as well, which called inferentia. Okay, there are also multiple types of it. So choosing AWS instance for GPU workload, a simple way to think is G4DN and G5 are good for small or medium type of workloads which require multiple processing units, and P3, P4, P5 is good for heavy model training. Provided inferentia type of machines is cost effective, and using, if you want to entirely use AWS based chips, you can go for that. Now one more point that's important for us is, if you are running a workload on EKS and you need GPU, you don't just create a normal node group. You create a node group with GPU instances like as we discussed G5, XLarge or P3, etc. Then you install NVIDIA device plugin as a daemon set in the cluster. After that, in your pod spec, you request the GPU resources, like how we are requesting CPU and memory as a norm for the normal pod. Like that, we need to ask for a GPU resource request as well and limit as well. For example, in your pod ML, you might say nvidia.com nvidia.com/GPU is equal to 1. That means it requires one core of GPU. This tells that I need one GPU for this container. Kubernetes will then schedule that pod on a node that actually has a GPU. If you forget to request GPU resource, your pod will run, but it will not use the GPU, and your training or inference model will be slow because it fall back to the CPU of the machine. So let's quickly summarize in a simple words. A core is a processing unit that can execute instructions. CPU has fewer, more powerful cores. GPU has many cores that are simpler ones. CPU are best for general purpose workloads as with a lot of logic and decision making kind of applications or normal kind of applications. GPUs are best workloads that has huge amount of repetitive tasks like math or machine learning or graphics related applications. On AWS, you pick GPU instances like G4DN, G5 P3 or P4 P5 etc. when you have AI based ML based workloads and which requires thousands of GPU cores in parallel. As a DevOps engineers, you don't need GPU for everything. You bring in GPU only when the workload really benefits from the parallel numeric computations, mainly AI/ML or mainly in MLOps heavy data processing. That's the difference between CPU and GPU, which was explained now, from the concept of core to the practical cloud usage. So I hope you understand this video. If you have any questions or if you would like to know any of the topic or any of the real time practice that you want to understand, please put it in the comment below. I will try to make a video on that. I hope you understand this. If you like this video, please share and subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching.